A toddler was suspended from a nursery after they were accused of being transphobic or homophobic. I just cannot believe this. The Department of Education data revealed the child is either 3 or 4 years old. The Department of Education spokesman said all pupils and staff should feel safe, I can't believe I'm reading this, should feel safe and protected at school and should never face violence or abuse. The Education Secretary has been clear that she expects school leaders to enforce good behaviour, and we are committed to a comprehensive programme of behaviour to support all schools. I'm lost for words, Adam.
Well, I've got to say, this school needs to be looked at, and the people making the decisions in the school need to be investigated, because a 3 or 4 year old, I've got a 5-year-old girl at home, she doesn't know anything about the world. She just about knows, you know, her name and a few things she's learned at school. This is ridiculous. I'm called transphobic because I don't want men in women's spaces. I don't believe men can become women, which is a fact. You know, so I get labelled transphobic for those views, and they shouldn't be in sports either. But a toddler,
yeah,
come on, this is disgraceful. This school needs to be looked at immediately, because this is astounding.
Helen, how can a toddler be trans, let alone be aware they're transphobic?
I mean, excellent question. We don't really know what this child did. It seems to me that there are two possibilities. One is that the child repeated slurs, homophobic or transphobic slurs, that they heard an adult use. And obviously a school has to try to stop that. But I would say that no toddler is doing that off their own bat, so suspension wouldn't be right. And the other is that they've said something that goes against the ideology, something like boys can't be girls, or my mummy says boys can't be girls, or something like that. And they've been punished for that. But either way, we're importing an idea that makes sense to a small minority of adults into children's lives, and we really shouldn't be doing that.
You know, it's bad enough, Hannah, when we put the values from the present day onto historical characters. Like Winston Churchill should be held to the same moral compass as today. That's bad enough. But to hold the moral compass of an activist teacher onto a toddler, I would counter, that is child abuse. I really think it is.
Yeah, and I don't even know that it's moral standards as such. I mean, I'm not sure how moral it is to behave like this. I would really like to know what happened. I hope the parents or the family come forward and say what happened. You know, because this, I mean, I hear mad stories every day, Martin. I'm asked to comment on them nearly every day. But this one strikes me as the maddest yet. I mean, transphobic toddler, for goodness sake. Like, the moment that you actually say that, you have to stop and think, like, you know, what are we doing here? How far are we going here with this idea?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2, and it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barzal, a prophet of doom from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And man, you know, the wickedness of this earth, man, is just, you know, damn near unbearable. And we know it's going to get worse than this. But, you know, those two video clips, I got an article on it too, and I'm going to be reading here shortly. But a toddler, you know, getting removed from a nursery because they understand the difference between male and female. A toddler, you know, just really showing you how wicked this place is. And, you know, how about Shem Yahushai's got to come back soon, man. Got to take this damn devil out of rulership, you know, because now, you know, that a kid potentially can be stained for the rest of his life or the rest of her life, you know, depending on, you know, the sex of the child, you know. So yeah. This place is vexing. You know, it's only two genders. You know, male and female. You know, that's how we were created. All that other stuff is just a fantasy. It's confusion. You know, brought on by Esau Edom. All right. So without further ado, let me get to this article. Get a scripture or two to put to it. All right. This is from End Time Headlines. It says, Toddler has been suspended from nursery school for transphobia. Man. And see, that's, again, another one of their play on words. Let me grab that definition right quick. I'm going to get it from the Merriam-Webster's online dictionary. It says, discrimination, it's a noun. Discrimination against, aversion to, or fear of transgender people. It says homophobia, transphobia are still major issues among the Libituk youth, I'll just say it that way, who are at higher risk for verbal harassment by classmates. All right, so yeah, that's the definition there, and yeah, you can be avert, avoid them, if that's not what you do or it's not what you believe in. But the kid shouldn't have been removed from school, removed from nursery school. All right, let me get back to this article. It says, in a story that has ignited fierce debate across the United Kingdom and beyond, a toddler was reportedly suspended from a nursery school for alleged transphobic behavior, prompting accusations of totalitarian insanity from prominent voices. According to the Christian Post, the incident occurred in the UK, where a nursery school took the drastic step of suspending a child believed to be under the age of 5 for what was described as transphobic or homophobic behavior. The outlet reported on March 31st, 2025, that critics, including British author J.K. Rowling, condemned the decision as an overreach. Rowling, known for her outspoken views on gender issues, described it as totalitarian insanity, arguing that expecting small children to grasp complex social concepts is both unreasonable and dangerous. She stated, "If you think small children should be punished for being able to recognize sex, you are a dangerous zealot who should be nowhere near kids or in any position of authority over them." It says the story gained traction after appearing in the Telegraph, where a commentator told the publication, "Every once in a while, the extremes of gender ideology throw up a story that seems too crazy to believe, and the toddler being suspended from nursery school for so-called transphobia or homophobia is such one example." Says the commentator went on to criticize educators for projecting adult concepts and beliefs onto such young children, suggesting that this case is a part of a broader trend rather than an isolated incident. Further context comes from government data cited by the Christian Post, which noted a rise in suspensions and expulsions for homophobic or transphobic behavior in state primary schools. The data showed an increase from 164 cases in the 2021-22 school year to 178 in 2022 to 2023, with 10 of the 94 suspended pupils in the latter year being age 7 or younger. Wow. Including one child age 4 or younger. It says, while the data does not specify the identity of the toddler in question, it underscores a growing pattern that alarmed parents and that has alarmed parents and observers. Public reaction, as reflected in posts on X, has been visceral. Users labeled the situation lunacy and collective mental illness with one writing. The Libytic agenda is out of control. Time for good people to rise up and stop this tyranny based on insanity. And that's exactly what it is. All right. It says another question the safety of the children in such environments, sarcastically noting, I guess the children can't feel safe though, right? The sentiment online mirrors the outrage expressed by critics in traditional media. However, details remain sparse and some caution is warranted. Neither the Christian Post nor the Telegraph provided specific information about the nursery, the child's exact age, or the precise nature of the alleged behavior, leaving room for speculation. It says this lack of transparency has fueled both skepticism and hyperbole, with some wondering if the story has been exaggerated for political effect. Still, the broader trend of disciplinary actions against young children for perceived ideological infractions, supported by the government statistics, lends credence to concerns about shifting educational norms. The controversy arrives amid ongoing debates in the UK over gender identity education. Critics argue that policies intended to promote inclusion have veered to absurdity, while supporters contend that early education about diversity is essential for fostering tolerance. This incident, whether fully substantiated or not, has become a flashpoint in that larger cultural clash. All right, and this is from the End Time Headlines, and hey, this is ridiculous. This is just the freaking world that we live in, and got to get up out of here. I mean, it's like all righteousness is gone. You know, it's wrong. It's wrong to be right and right to be wrong. You know, and this place is just upside down. All right. So let me just get this scripture and I'll close out. This is book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. And it reads, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right, so yeah, and that's the thing, that whatever the nature of it was, the kid recognized it, whatever the other child was, that they were pretending to be something that they're not supposed to be, and that's against the law. At least in our law, we know Esau's going to be wicked, no matter what. All right, assuming that the age of the child that he was around, that a lot of that falls on the parents too. So they're going to be held accountable for doing that to that kid. And let me get Deuteronomy 22 and 5. And it reads, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination to Yahweh thy power. All right, and the Lord has a disdain for abominations, especially when it comes to his people. That's just wicked, and result is death. That's what happens when it's an abomination. So yeah, this place is out of control with its wickedness, and you tainting that kid's future. But based on where things are right now, I don't think we have much longer in this place. With all the prophecies, in play right now, judgment is going out every day, every day. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach me this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be likened to the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Abba Babal, Shalom.